What up, is Marcus? We have another episode of Starts of the Week, Week 7. Now, Week 6, it struggled with the starts and sits with one specific game. It was a Seattle Arizona game. We thought that game was going to be high scoring. It ended up just being a field goal affair. I think if you had touchdowns actually were a part of that game, and I even was thinking that over was going to hit on 50 plus points, and that game just became a big dud. I mean, Arizona's offense could not put things together against Seattle's horrendous defense, and so that is what kind of happened. Everything else seemed to be kind of what we expected through the year, or through the week. So we have starts of Week 7 here. We're going to go through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, give you 3 of each starts. We're going to go through the quarterbacks first. Now, Dak Prescott coming back. There is some always worry, especially when you have a thumb injury, about gripping a football and everything like that. And there's always concern about somebody not being able to finish a game. But against the Lions defense that has let up 18.3 points to 4 quarterbacks, 3 have actually scored more than 24. I see this actually being a really good, basically, day for any Cowboy that you want to start here. So that's Dak Prescott. We're going to talk about Zeke. We won't talk about CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb is pretty much an automatic start anyways. So you're going to have a lot more confidence with the Cowboys offense this week than you did against the Eagles, who are a ruthless defense. The next quarterback is Matt Ryan against Tennessee, and feels just extremely scary when you have Matt Ryan, because he's either had great games or absolutely horrible games. But Matt Ryan goes against the Tennessee defense that has let up 12 passing touchdowns in 5 games. That is, look at that. That's 2.5 per game, almost 2.5 per game. So realistically, we think that this is going to be a good game for Matt Ryan. I thought Michael Pittman was going to have a good game last game. I think Michael Pittman actually does another good game this game. If you saw the routes run, you saw the targets. It's just everything's going well for Michael Pittman after a couple of dud games there. The last quarterback is Jimmy G. Again, this one doesn't feel great, but this is a little bit more deeper play because he probably is going to just be a 1-week start. Jimmy G against Kansas City. I know there's some bye weeks here to be affected here, but 15 passing touchdowns Kansas City has let up. 15 passing touchdowns. So Kansas City's defense has not been good against the pass, and Jimmy G can definitely get that. And there's going to be some different weapons that we're going to be talking about along with Jimmy G that we're going to have starts of the week as well. Running backs, we're going to go back to that Lions matchup. Mr. Zeke. The Lions have let up the second most fantasy points to running backs. We like that. And you know what? I'm just having a prediction. I feel like it's going to be a Dak to Zeke receiving touchdown. I know that might be Pollard's work, but I think we're going to have a Dak to Zeke pass to receiving touchdown there. So we'll see. That's going to be my prediction of the week. Jeff Wilson against Kansas City. Kansas City, again, bad defense. Jeff Wilson is going to have a majority of the carries, and Jeff Wilson has, except against Atlanta, which made no sense. That also made no sense. San Francisco-Atlanta game, it was a bad week for people trying to predict the under. These, like Tampa Bay against Pittsburgh. A lot of people had a bad week predicting on what was going to happen last week, and I'm included into that mess. And then I'm just going to put Baltimore running back against Browns, because right now we don't know if J.K. Dobbins has loosened his knee up or if it's still tight. It could be Kenyon Drake. It could be, could be Justice Hill. I'm hoping to stay away from Justice Hill, but I'm going to say it's Kenyon Drake or J.K. Dobbins, whoever is presumably the starter by the time Sunday morning comes around. That is who I'm starting against the Browns. It's one of my starts of the week. Or again, DFS as well. Wide receivers. We're going to do Lazard versus the Commanders. Commanders have let up the 3rd most perimeter wide receiver points in fantasy. So again, perimeter defense, those outside wide receivers. And Allen Lazard is, I feel like, going to torch the Commanders in this game here. The next one is Brandon Ayuk. Jimmy G, you saw 15 passing touchdowns. I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be a really good use here. I think he's going to have that heat and that moment. We'll just see if he gets on fire for that 3rd week. And the next one is Tyler Lockett versus the Chargers. 8 wide receivers have scored 11 points or more. And I feel like this is just going to be a rebound game for Tyler Lockett, who's been really, really hyper-targeted and been consistent. Besides last week was a little bit of a dud week. But I think he's going to get back on track here. Tight ends. Pat Freiermuth, don't be worried about that concussion. He's going to be going against the Dolphins, who even let up points against Mr. Irv Smith. And so they have just been not the greatest at guarding the tight end position. And I see the Dolphins defense, they're going to be trying to run. They're going to be trying to blitz a lot on whoever the starting quarterback is, probably Trubisky. And I think that Freiermuth is going to be a really big dump off here. Gerald Everett, really up and down season, but against the Seahawks, that's where I see him having a really good game here this week. I'm starting him over a lot of different tight ends because I think Gerald Everett has a rebound week here. And the last one is Hayden Hurst versus the Atlanta Falcons. Hayden Hurst gets back on track against the Falcons, who I understand Falcons did okay against George Kittle, but I think this is going to be a really good Hayden Hurst game, and that's just my prediction here. Or some DFS plays here as well. And I won a couple bucks on DFS this last weekend, so I was pretty happy even considering. But a lot of that was the Deion Jackson little tilt towards the end there, and I didn't get to actually put that on. So maybe I'll throw that on my Twitter. So if you... I can't remember my Twitter handle. I'll put it in the description box. But yeah, I'm gonna start putting more up-to-date things because right now, Thursday, Friday, we're recording and stuff. A lot of stuff can happen and change, and a lot of people can be out by the time that Saturday, Sunday rolls around. We thought Keenan Allen was gonna play, then he didn't play, and Kyle Pitts the week prior, and you just never know. Okay? So this is Marcus. Peace out. We'll see you again tomorrow.